The remaining of my supplies came today. They came in the mail. My neighbor, and he said, "Hey, they just delivered something on your porch." And I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I just came upstairs," and so went back down and got this um, piece of equipment, if you will, into the house and locked the door, and was so excited because that means I am ready. I am ready for gardening this spring. I'm ready. I purchased everything early because now this week we're gonna get down into the single digits. They say here in Maryland, we're gonna get down into the single digits, and once we get down there into the single digits, no one in my immediate neighborhood is thinking about gardening. None of them. Hi there. Hello. How you doing, Mr. Price? I'm just talking about being ready because I'm ready. I got everything done and I put everything together before it gets into spring or summer. Because my understanding is that the price of these items, well, the seeds and plants and all that, is going to be going up in cost. So I'm set. We had some snow last night. I call it a light dusting. That's what it was. And so we'll see what happens. I'm looking at this weather chart here. We got, it's going to be 13 degrees tonight. Okay, 13 degrees. Oh, that's the lowest one. Okay, because the next to that will be the 22 degrees, which will be Sunday. And the highest is going to be on Thursday. It'll be the 38 degrees. And I'm looking forward to that warming trend. So we'll see. I want to do beans this year, corn this year. I'm planting and starting some seeds next week so they can be. What kind of seeds are you starting, Mr. Price? Because I know that the early seeds I'll start this year will be peppers because it takes them a little longer to grow. Yes. So right now, everything, the tools, I have to sharpen some tools. I'll do that next. That's another prep thing I need to do. The loppers, the secateurs need to be sharp. I could do them sitting up in an area. I said, okay, okay, okay. I didn't know. Wow, that marigolds. Okay, I have marigold seeds. I didn't do them last year. You just reminded me of them. And one good thing about marigold is you save the seeds from them and you do them over and over again without keep buying the seeds. Because I bought these seeds and I don't have to keep buying them. I just put them in, grow them up, and then at that point, I got marigolds forever. Yes, forever. And it's only one seed I might buy this year, and that's corn, which is peaches and cream. You guys that follow my stations know that I like peaches and cream. They are so good. You can eat them in the field raw, folks. Oh, okay, okay. Yes, using seeds from last year flowers. Okay, got you. Using seeds from last year flowers. Beautiful job. Beautiful. We have got to get away from the nipple, if you will, of going to these nurseries because the prices are through the roof. Say it with me, folks. Through the roof. What's up, Mooney Gardner? Oh, I blinked away before I said, "What's up, Mooney Gardner?" I didn't get the name. But thank you for stopping by. But we got to get away from that. I'm looking at, I went to, okay, Stock Brothers always send me advertisements through the email. And when they sent these, they are showing me that they have trees for sale, bare root trees. And all of them, every last one of them was standards. You imagine that? Standards for $60? Come on. You take a branch off of your buddy's tree and grow all the trees you want from that. All you need to do is propagate the branch and grow all the apple trees you want. You don't need. Heck, he can give you the cuttings off his trees when he prune. Instead of you running out spending $60 per tree. Is that right, Mr. Cat? Yeah, that's right. You don't have to pay that big money for the trees. Act like somebody lost a diamond ring and the shipping, and they trying to recoup the money for it by upping the prices. Yeah, raspberry plants. What do you do with them? You let some of the raspberries get mature, and when you allow them to get mature, you simply take the seeds from those pieces of fruit, put them in some cups, grow them out, and you got all the raspberry plants you want. You do not have to keep running out buying raspberry plants for $10 a piece. Last year they were $10. This year, I don't know what they're going to cost. The prices will be moved up. There was a gentleman put a video up, and he was showing. And a lot of these videos people put up. Let's see, I'm tired of germinating peach seeds. 3 years of success. Okay, $35. I'd like to know where you got that at. That didn't include the shipping, did it? Yeah, because Walmart gonna have their trees highs on what this year. I already know that, and so will Home Depot and Lowe's. Home Depot, okay, got you. Home Depot, $35. That must be a standard. And then another one they got is called another one they got is called a semi dwarf. A semi dwarf. And good knows a semi dwarf will get big too. Oh, okay. Versus coming on 4 feet, 4 feet tall. The tree. Yeah, I think that what I'm going to do is try to take care of the trees I have. I like the dwarf trees as opposed to the semi dwarf or the standards um, because the standards can take some time to start producing fruit. But usually the dwarfs will start in about 2 to 3 years on average, and where the standards can take upwards to 7 years to produce. Whoever gets into it now, the nursery companies are going to show no mercy on you when you go to buy trees this year. Now, if you can wait, if they still have them, if you can wait until they the rush is over in the spring, and whatever trees are left over, um, uh, you could go in and talk to a manager if it's turning brown in some of the leaves or yellowing and that sort of thing. You might get a little bit of drop on the price, not much. Um, but I want to say food is going to be the key right now. I mean, even people who don't garden are going to be gardening this year. Who say, I got to make sure my babies and my family have food, lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, things of this nature, um, collard greens, kale. Um, you're going to want that in the house. I know I will. And I have seeds from okra, and I know that I want to grow okra. I know a man ain't supposed to. Well, copyright. Let me stop. So we're going to be using all our skill this year and trying all to learn as much as we can and save money when you're going to plant your garden this year. You're going to want to save money. You don't want to be running out. I mean, and it's a guy on. Some of you know who he is. He's online. He's selling that black cow. I think they call it something different now. The diamond black cow or something like that. Um, but he's selling black cow for the company. I used to mess with them and do that. And then I noticed that no matter how long I waited, that um, I could not get the information as to where these cows coming from that you're using their feces to grow food. Is there any records that can show me in writing that these cows are not being stuffed with different types of drugs to produce uh, their waste? I don't know. I'm just saying that if you call a company and you can't get that information and they won't talk to you, and and you can't get it in writing that these cows are only eating the purest of food, no drugs, no nothing. Um, you got to be somewhat cautious. And I'm not saying that they're giving their cows anything. I am simply saying that I have tried when I was talking about them on my site, and I said, well, okay, no one wants to call me back. No one wants to talk to me about whether or not there's anything that's that's being added to the cow's system that is uh, types of pharmaceuticals. If and you're not getting that information, so I said, okay, let me stop pushing this out there. Because there are people that respect my opinion and my word, and I can't keep doing this. Now, I will also say this: is that um, see my oh, okay, yep. Mr. Price is typing up some information. Um, but to be able to grow pure food, I'm going to go back to like I said I was going to do this year to my weeds and my grass, and also my cuttings from my pruning. That is the right thing to do. Oh, yes, that's right. Leaves are hard to beat. You can't beat them. I mean, that's the purest form of getting good nutrition to your plants. I use them. I use them. Um, and this year, I'm gonna get another uh, load, if you will, of tree uh, chips. And I tell you, I'm going to get them because that is just free, pure free fertilizer. It's all it is. And what I do is when they come in my location, I tell them, look, call me first a day before and let me know you're coming so I can move the cars out of my driveway. And when you do that, I'm ready to go. I'll take a load. I'll take a load. I mean, because they're like, that's a lot of material they drop off when their truck's loaded. Then you just let them sit there for a year and rot or compost. Throw a couple of shovelfuls of your soil up on top. Let that biology go through those wood chips, and you set. Because what I got out there now is ready. It's been sitting there. It's a half a truckload uh, when they did the work on my property, and that is ready. Compost. You can't. You really can't get better than compost. We are humans, and we like to grow stuff. We like to grow stuff fast and big. Well, forget about the fast and just try to grow large tomatoes and large melons and that sort of thing from using compost, and it works. It works. I used to get compost in the bags, which was a what was it? Manure. Excuse me, manure. And I would get in the bags. I cut the front out of the bag, put some holes in the back of it. I love it. Be careful. Garden. I have rattlesnakes here. Be careful. Oh, rattlesnakes. Okay. Ah, I heard they pretty good if you cook them right. Um, but the thing about it is, um, here in Maryland, they give the wood chips to you. They beg you, in fact, to drop them on your property. So that's all I want to say, folks. That's it. I'm done today. Take care, hang in there, and remember to keep on growing. Definitely keep on growing. It's been good. Thank you. And remember that this year is for all the coins. Make sure you grow more than what you need. Make sure that you save seeds, and water's going to be higher. So make sure that if you can get time and want to build a rain barrel system, get the rain barrel system up and running. Because if you don't, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for your crops when you start shelling out that water. I think I just got my water bill today. It was high as hell. Um, so make sure you do that. I am that I am. I am going to make certain that I can grow as much food. This is a challenge to me, folks. I said, good to see you, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. People see me, they remember me. Someone remember me. I used to be on here once a week, twice a week, um, but I never got the viewership that I saw some people get. I couldn't believe it. I believe it was, they'd be on there 10 minutes. They got 400 people watching, and I said, "How are they doing this?" And it's something that they know about this YouTube and this internet. Uh, they know how to plug into certain avenues that gets them out there. Mine's is people, know me or stumble across it from years ago. Oh, okay, okay, from years ago. Yeah, I am expecting a lot this year. But I got 20 some odd. Just found your channel. Glad. Oh yeah, definitely subscribe to me so you can because I come on there, try to come on at least once a week now, and I like talking to people and trying to help them out. I'll help them out. Um, and there's some good people on here that, in fact, will come out and check out your show. Hey. Yeah, I just want to. It's been a rough year, and the year before that was rough. And you don't need to be sitting at home hoping that you can pay for food from Walmart and from these big box stores. Found you at 73 at about the same time. Okay, okay, yeah, 73. He's good. He's good. He's good. I think he hit me up about a few weeks back, and he said, "Hey, it's a new year. Let's do things different this year." And I appreciate him reaching out. He does a good channel. Um, and I appreciate people who come on and they say, "This is how I do it." Because when I go to a channel and I see people say, "This is how you grow watermelons," and I'm going, "Wait a minute, how do you, wait a minute, how long have you been studying watermelons? How long have you been growing watermelons?" But I like it when I see those old farmers that know some stuff. You know what I mean? You could tell that they know some stuff. Good afternoon, everyone's, everyone's. Vote. Let's see, what's it? Vote Jones. I got a good friend named Jones. Let's see. Happy to catch you. Happy to catch you live. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I feel good today. I feel good because I have all of my supplies now, all of them. And I saw when they were flashing signs up there on the site I went to on eBay, and it said um, last one, or I forgot the other word they used. It implicated them as running out, basically. And that's a little ploy they use to get you to go ahead and push that purchase button. Let's see, let's see. You and at the same time. Yeah, I think that when you, cause see, I like to grow quality food, absolute quality. I don't want to grow food that is not good or tastes metallic because I'm using chemicals. Spraying stuff on the fruit that will, in fact, uh, you know, poison your system over time. I don't want to do that. One of the hardest trees I found to grow fruit on is a peach tree. Bugs light them up if you don't um, pay attention to what's going on. They light them up, folks. Light them up. The bugs come out from the tree branches and the bark and the oh God, what they call them? I can't think of them right now. The spurs on the tree, they come out and they light your fruit up. They're the first one to get to taste your fruit. And plums, yeah, plums is another one. That soft skin is just so sweet to the wasp and the stink bugs and all that. They go for that. They go for that. I have three plum trees. Santa Rose, two of them. Um, the company sent me one and then sent me another one. I didn't order it. So I called them back, tried to get a tree back to them. They could care less. They were like, "Keep the tree, sir. Keep the tree. We're not going to pay to send that thing back. Enjoy the tree." And the other was a Santa Rose. I got two trees I'm gonna cut down this year. One is an older, uh, it's an older peach tree, and I want that to come down because in that slot, well, it's a cherry tree. No, I got three trees I'm gonna cut down. A cherry tree, uh, um, peach tree, and I got another tree over there that was a mistake. It was put in. It's a standard. It's growing big as hell. It is supposed to have been a Dutch pear tree, but it's weird. It's growing something weird. It's growing thorns. I think they got it mixed up and everything. So I'm gonna cut it all up and put it in the compost pile. The other one is I'm putting in that slot when I take the two trees out that are side by side is going to be a pomegranate right next to the house, folks, right next to the back door, so it can get enough sun where I can keep an eye on it, and it gets the heat radiating off of the house in the winter. So I'm excited about that. It's a bush. I'm gonna grow it as a bush. I don't trust growing it as a tree because like I said, when it gets cold, like tonight, get down to 13 degrees, I don't trust a pomegranate in those temperatures. Now, right now, that pomegranate is in the house, and it's in the house because it was just put in this year. I kept it in a pot, um, and it grew beautifully, and I want to keep it alive. So I'm excited about that. That goes in the ground, and it's going to have plenty of wood chips put around the base of it so that it can feed. Um, the other is going to be um, what's the name of that plant called? Uh, it's a Hearty Kiwi, but this kiwi is unique because it was purchased at Home Depot. If you find one and you like kiwi, get it. It has male and female, parts, so it doesn't need a second plant. If you get a second plant, it'll produce more fruit, but it'll still produce fruit with just the one plant. Now I got another kiwi plant that's out there called Isaiah, and it's been in the ground for I don't know 4 years, I guess. Um, and I need to feed that because it had a lot of dieback one year. Um, so that being said, just keep it moving. Nothing but fresh fruit. Grapes this year will be netted because I'm tired of birds eating up every piece of grapes. I haven't tasted grapes in 4 years. What do you feed the trees? What do I feed the trees? I like to feed them in the fall. I use their cuttings, grass clippings, when I go over with the lawnmower. And if there's any weeds that I cut back, I pour them down at the base, and they feed off of that. Nothing but fertilizer. It's all it is. back them away from the trunk of the tree about 6 inches, and put them down at a depth of about 2 to 3 inches deep, and just let it do its thing. And when you look around that tree next year, if you put pieces of cuttings around there from the pruning, you'll see that a lot of them are gone because they simply get eaten by the soil biology. I'm telling you, folks, everything you need, everything you need to feed your garden, in a lot of cases, is right there on your property. Mine is the whole yard is grass. I have that benefit. Got a couple of trees that are scragglers or whatever you want to call them. Cut a couple of branches off, chop them up, put them down at the base of other trees. Weeds are godsend. You can make a tea from them. I got some videos on that as well. This is still get all of them you can get in the forest, absolutely. And you feed the trees those. You don't have to run out to a box store. Nature's been doing it that way, feeding branches and leaves and different types of plants to other plants for millions of years. And long before there was a Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot. So nature had it right long before man opened up a Walmart. So on that note, um, make sure your tools are sharp this year. Plan out a list of what you're trying to do. Plan it out, implement it, make certain that you have the seeds you need. Be careful because when you go online, um, everything, even the seeds right now, I've done some shopping for seeds and just to see if they were there, and they're marked up. They're marked up like crazy, and it hasn't even hit spring yet. Yeah, yeah, all leaves, all wood, everything returns back. I'm only gonna have you started sowing seeds. No, I haven't started sowing seeds yet. I'm not gonna do them that early. What I'm gonna do, the earliest ones that I will start sowing this year, I know for a fact will be all my pepper seeds are gonna be done because peppers just take a long time to grow. And I don't want to put them down there and have to pay for 2 or 3 months for them to be under heat and under lights and all that. I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna get them right up into the right into the ballpark, right straight up to the ballpark. And when it starts warming up and I start seeing nighttime temperatures go up, I'm following the nighttime temperatures. When they start going up, then I'm gonna put them in the trays and let them start doing their thing. Yep. And everything that I grow, including watermelon, uh, cantaloupe, um, all of that is going to be put in trays, 2 seeds per tray. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I sowed pepper seeds, and yeah, yeah. I'm doing all of them: peppers, hot peppers, sweet peppers, and I'm gonna grow extras because I'm going to I'm going to use the seeds I used last year. Last year, they got a pepper called Big Jim, and I like that pepper. I grew it last year. I couldn't believe Big Jim. It was real easy to grow. It's elongated pepper, um, and it's big. Big Jim. And I said, let me grow this pepper. And when I went out They were red and ready to go, big peppers. And I said, man, look at that. I said, Big Jim, Big Jim. And all Big Jim wants is plenty of compost. And when you're growing, why is hot pepper seeds tiny? I couldn't see. I think it said, why are hot pepper seeds tiny? Why are my hot pepper seedlings tiny? Um, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Sometimes, uh, it temperature is a big thing with peppers. Peppers are funny. When I'm growing peppers, I use all kind of temperature gauges around them and heat mats and all of that to make sure that I keep them at like 70, 80 degrees. I keep them at that temperature, and once they germinate, then I pull them off the heat mat and bring the lights down on them about 2 inches from the actual plant, and I use those cheap shop lights. Um, yeah, I use the cheap shop lights, and I like them because they get the job done. And they got people on here trying to sell you uh, plant lights that cost $1,200. $1,200 for a light, and they swearing by it. But you got to remember, uh, they'll say anything to sell those lights for that company because they're getting free gifts, um, getting little kickbacks. They'll say anything. A lot of these gardeners that are online that are selling the cow manure, that are selling lamps, lights, heating mats, selling their own fertilizers. They are salespeople that they're tucked into the communities real deep, and people go, and even other um, gardeners that work alongside them will mention their name in their videos. Oh, you got to go try such fertilizer. It's great. It's great. Fertilizer is fertilizer. There's nothing new under the sun about no fertilizer. Fertilizer is fertilizer. There's nobody came up with. Let me tell you something. The best fertilizer on earth, and I challenge anyone. The best fertilizer on earth is compost. Hello, how you doing there? Hello, everyone. That's what she said. Hello, she spoke to everyone. You take a good, balanced fertilizer, nobody can touch you. Yeah, leaves. The leaves are basically fertilizer. Yeah, they're basically fertilizer. Compost, excuse me. Same thing. Compost. But they sell this stuff, and they're hoping that you had a whole lot of bad experiences with gardening, and it's just that much easier to sell you something. He'll say, these lights emit so many different light spectrums, colors, and this makes, look at my seedlings. Look at my seedlings. I got a plant over here right now that's sitting in a chair, just old house plant. There's no $1,200 lights on. This plant's growing all over the place. Then I got down in another location of the house. Um, let's see, I have worms in my, oh, what I'm compo- I have worms in my home compost. Yeah. Worms, that's a good sign. That's all. Worms is a good sign. Um, and worms like to eat, so they're gonna be wherever the food is. And banana peels or whatever. I have worms and created my own worm compost. Uh, let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you because I don't want anyone to go away and make things complex. I compost in place sometimes. Compost right in place. Everything I put on the ground, the worms are there. And the worms aren't going to the restroom. The worms are crapping right in my soil every day. Right now, I don't clean up my yard. When I finish my garden, I leave all of the okra plants there, the corn plants there. I leave everything falls hits the ground, the weeds, the grass, everything. And when it finishes, the snow packs it down, the rain packs it down, the biology eats it and leaves all of its waste, and it's everything. When they live and die, they leave it right there in the soil. Create create a worm farm in your garden. No, the whole my whole yard is a worm farm. My whole yard is a worm farm, and that's how I do it. I don't want to create little boxes and put worms in separate areas. That's stuff that I've seen quite a few people do on the internet, and it was real hot fad one time, and they had people doing it. But unless you're trying to keep the worms for fishing or something, yeah, I mean, to each its own. But my whole garden is I can't dig without hitting worms. If I were to dig, I don't dig in my garden at all. I don't dig. Um, Good afternoon, all. Hello, how you doing, Miss Stephanie? Yes. And when you get the soil right, the worms will come. They will eat, live, and die. The biology will do the same thing. They will excrete their own waste into your soil. Which is better, human urine or blood meal? Human urine. Why is that? One, it's free. Two, it carries a lot more nitrogen in it um, than blood meal. Plus, it carries other nutrients in it that blood meal does not have. Look it up, do your research, and get back to me. But as I said earlier, the best fertilizer on earth is compost. I challenge anyone to dispute that because they do they put them in jars and shiny jars and telling you it'll grow tomatoes, it'll grow melons, it'll grow this. Man, come on. Farmers been growing melons and tomatoes uh, before any of them fancy labels came along. Now the labels are getting people to think that, oh, if I use this will work. This is a good stuff, and all you buying a lot of times is farm waste. I agree with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's farm waste in a shiny package with you know how they put the tomato on the front and they put the droplets of water on it, make you think that your tomato's gonna be pretty, just like that. The bottom line is, if you feed them, water them, take care of them, and have knowledge on what a tomato needs, and you supply those needs, you will grow tomatoes. That simple. Whether you have sandy soil, whether you have clay soil, uh, if you if you if you if you grow your soil the right way, and its soil is a reflection of what you are trying to grow. Big tomatoes come from soil that'll grow big tomatoes, um, and sweet, candy sweet melons come from soil that will grow candy sweet melons. It's that simple. Um, the best melon I ever had on earth, and I've eaten quite a few. The best one I had on earth, was one day I was walking around the yard. It was two melons. They were hidden in behind some weeds, and I was over there cleaning out some of the weeds, which I do is chop and drop. I break off the weeds and I drop them. Break them off, drop them. Break them off, drop them. And when I looked over there, I saw two beautiful, big 10-pound um, sugar baby watermelons. Brought it in the house, cut it in half, cut the heart out of it, put it in my mouth, and said, "Oh my Lord." Sweetest melon I've ever eaten, and I've never eaten a melon ever in life sweet like that. No way if I have ever had a melon sweet like that. And I said, what did I do to deserve this? Well, Guess what it was growing in, folks? Somebody put it up there. It was growing. It's a gardening. All right. Thank you very much for stopping in, good people. It was growing in compost. Compost. That's what it was growing in. Rich compost from leaves, grass clippings. And what I do is I mix them in layers. Leaves, grass clippings, broken up pieces of wood, and repeat. Leaves, grass clipping, broken up pieces of wood, and when it sits there long enough, the wood gets soft, like you can ball it up in your hand, the wood, and that's some good stuff. You need a compost pile. You don't need to buy compost bins and all that. Mine lay right on the ground, so the biology can come up right from the soil right into the compost pile. I don't lay it on cement. I don't lay it in compost drums. I lay it right there on the ground, and the biology comes up and does its deal. And the next thing that happened is the drums, the compost gets full of worms. All right, good people, this is the Morning Gardener Show, and I want to thank you for stopping in and saying hello and paying attention to some of my ramblings. Um, but here's what I want to tell you. Uh, Leave any message that you have any questions about, or just want to say hello or whatever. Make your comments, and I will return them, and we'll do it again real soon. This is the Morning Gardener Show. Remember to keep on growing. All right, take care.